The movie opens with Alex Jacobs, an extraordinary cryptographer, being startled upon entering his house and discovering his dead body on the floor. Next to the body is an envelope labeled "Watch Me" with a flash disk inside. He inserts the flash disk into his computer and opens it to discover a video recording of himself from the future. The scene shifts to a morning when Alex awakens to his house doorbell ringing. He opens the door and meets Rebecca Stillman and two male Arist agents. Alex learns via Rebecca that Arist, a private company under contract with the NSA, is interested in offering him a job. Rebecca offers Alex an extensive NDA to sign before disclosing work details. Alex is hesitant, but after getting a check, he finally signs it. Rebecca reveals that they require his cryptography expertise to decrypt a message from a satellite. She also informs Alex that he will be sedated and then taken to a secure laboratory where he will decrypt the message. 3 agents arrive to sedate Alex and transport him to the Arist facility. He wakes up in a small room and Rebecca takes him to the Arist laboratory. He discovers his true mission is to overcome a sabotaged encryption algorithm. Alex requests for the supplies he will need while doing the work, and Rebecca ensures that they are provided for him inside the lab. Alex works to decrypt the message but falls into multiple dead ends, ending in crumpled papers spilling from the garbage can. Rebecca informs him that they've planned a vacation for him, but he declines. Water and food are supplied to him while he is working in the lab, and one day he has a vision of a lady cryptographer working on the lab's board. He also begins to have nosebleeds. While working on his bed, Alex drops his pen on the floor and bends to pick it up. He notices binary encryptions on the bedside that he writes down and decodes that they translate to another cryptographer called Beth Carter. He instinctively entered the lab and began decrypting Arist's message. He summons Rebecca and tells her of the encrypted message warning of the Third World War. Rebecca thanks him for his service and demands that he be sedated and escorted home. Alex wakes up in his bed, feeling unwell. He began to hear crackling sounds on his radio and was able to comprehend one man saying, "Now you see what we see." His doorbell rings, and he meets 2 virtually similar interdimensional gentlemen who want to question him about his recent work with Arist. They want to know why he helped crack the code. Alex first refuses to divulge any information, but eventually admits that he deciphered the code for financial gain rather than altruism. The gentlemen question Alex in unison if he has considered his own death as well as the deaths of the many others that would die as a result of him decrypting the message, and his migraines worsen. The gentlemen get up, leaving Alex writhing in anguish from the migraines. Alex's PCs shut down while he is working at home. Rebecca calls and warns him about the Arist message he has saved to his computer memory. Later that night, lights go out and he goes outside to investigate. He steps out into the street and finds an interdimensional figure of a man attempting to form and walk. The man progressively expands in height, eventually becoming a towering, enormous man. Alex exits the street and returns to his house. He observes a guy lurking behind a door and rushes upstairs. He hears groans outside and walks to his window to check. He notices the interdimensional tall man reaching his hand towards him, and he too reaches out. The next day, Rebecca and 2 Arist agents pay Alex a visit. Alex takes her down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories about interdimensional beings and tells her to avoid creating the machine from the blueprints he decoded. Rebecca informs Alex that they have his medical records and know about his tumor. Alex criticizes Rebecca for putting him in a lab room with a satellite that radiated excessive radiation, affecting his mind and health. Present Alex takes future Alex's body from his living room and buries it. He continues viewing the video that future Alex left him and discovers that Alex had set out to find Beth Carter, another cryptographer hired by Arist. He arrives at Beth Carter's house and discovers that she, too, is not feeling well, and she initially refuses to talk with him. He proceeds to tell her more about his experience working with Arist and admits that he only has 6 months to live. She empathizes with him and tells him she has 2 months to live. Beth describes her health symptoms to him and questions him about why Arist hired him. Alex informs her that he was called in to verify what she had decoded. She gives him a drink and asks him if Arist still contacts him. She adds that she believes Cypherman, who continues to contact her, is from Arist. Alex is perplexed by this and asks her who Cypherman is. Beth informs Alex that Cypherman has been contacting her every day and assigning her problems to solve. She starts to feel ill and wants to lie down. Alex went to the living room and envisioned Beth seeing her soldier husband off to battle. He could also picture how sad she was when army men arrived to inform her that her husband had perished in the war. He began empathizing with her even more when her health deteriorated while she was taking her medications. The computer alerts Alex to a message from Cypherman, which he reads and responds to as Beth, but Cypherman discovers he is not Beth. The following morning, Alex reveals to Beth that he has been attempting to decipher the message Cypherman has been giving her, and confesses to speaking to him as Beth last night. Beth is outraged and asks him not to message him again. Alex arrives at his house to discover Rebecca and two Arist agents waiting for him outside. Rebecca learns of his visit to Beth and commands him not to go back. Beth notices a bright light coming from outside her window. She approaches the light, but it turns red and she begins to suffer from a migraine. Later, while sitting at his home office drinking, Alex receives a message from Cypherman saying Beth would be visiting him shortly. The doorbell rings and Beth enters with machine blueprints that Cypherman had given her. Alex and Beth begin analyzing the blueprints, but it appears impossible to comprehend them. Beth asks Alex if he has time rifts, and he confirms. She also displays sadness and denial at the consequence of decrypting the message for Arist, which Alex dismisses. Beth, Alex, and Cypherman continue building a virus to target Arist's machine. Rebecca knocks on the door. She confirms that she knows Cypherman and says that she has been attempting to stop Arist from inside. Rebecca persuades Alex and Beth to flee since Arist is after them. She offers them information on how to find Cypherman, and they escape, leaving her behind. Two Arist agents break into Alex's house and murder Rebecca. Before she dies, she notices an interdimensional being watching near the stairway. Alex and Beth arrive at Cypherman's house, and he welcomes them. He shows them the blueprints of a former satellite discovered circling the Earth. He discloses that he too has a tumor and can perceive interdimensional beings. He attempts to show Alex and Beth one he has kept alive in his backyard for over 30 years, but they are unable to see anything. Cypherman provides Beth and Alex a map and sends them to Arist's facility to destroy the original blueprints. Alex and Beth check into a hotel to spend the night and freshen up. They prepared homemade explosives before they arrived at a hatch and made their way into the Arist facility. They split so that everyone focuses on their own goal. The time rift begins to have an impact on Alex when he encounters a time loop security guard in the halls. Beth also has time rift effects when sets up an explosive and leaves the room, and continues looping back to where she placed the explosive. She panics, but realizes the bomb's countdown has been compromised and will not detonate. Alex enters a dark room with a black cubicle and begins to have severe headaches. He takes out his explosives and starts sprinting towards the cubicle. As he runs, an interdimensional being appears and touches him from behind, transforming him into polarized photons. Alex awakens screaming while strapped to a chair and an interdimensional being sitting across from him. The being discloses that they are extremely intrigued about humanity and their linear experience of time. Alex tells the being that he can't keep being in his dimension since it's making him sick. The lights start to flicker from white to red, and Alex's migraine worsens. Alex reveals that if he could go back in time, he would not have signed a contract with Arist. Future Alex then wakes up in present Alex's home. He sat on his office chair, struggling to stand up after placing the flash disk in the envelope. To close his video, future Alex advises present Alex to forget everything and live. The film concludes with Alex outside looking at the horizon and mountain ranges.